I'm done. I don't need the money. Why am I here? Coming up on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills after show. Everybody, I'm done with this.
I thought we'd never see her again.
Something doesn't add up. Can you read the text, please?
They were jumping on this bandwagon for Dorit when they don't even like Dorit.
If there is an innocent party, it is not Kyle.
If you need me, I've never repeated anything you shared with me and wouldn't, meaning I'm talking about this.
I think it was an excuse. I believe that it was about Dorit.
I'm not gonna complain about Dorit to PK when I have a million people I can complain to.
Call it like you see. I see it both ways. I just said that.
Kyle has done nothing wrong.
Erica chose to believe what Kyle was saying. It's too hard for her not to.
The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills after show starts right now.
So at your sisterhood serenity soiree, Boz, you and Sutton...
Say that 3 times fast.
I can barely say it once.
I know.
Boz, you and Sutton questioned Kyle's text to PK.
It's very questionable.
Let me ask you this.
No guarantees.
Can you read the text, please?
Read it to you?
Yes. If there is an innocent party, it is not Kyle here. In this situation, something was going on, and she didn't want to reveal it.
I mean, can you imagine if we're sitting there and then someone says, put your phone down and let's read this message?
You? No, I am not doing it.
I mean, are we in school and we're
Well,
the principal's
first off,
office?
who are you? You need a warrant to open my phone.
And does that mean you're hiding something?
Maybe, maybe not. It's none of your business.
I also think it's suspicious that when we were talking about it at the Viper Room, she didn't want to show anybody a text.
My friendship with PK is memes and jokes.
She didn't want to talk about it. She didn't want to reveal any details about it. But now all of a sudden, she's like, oh, look, look, look.
I'm gonna read this once, and that is it. Obviously, I'm showing it, I have nothing to hide, so I'm gonna read it to you guys now.
Did it get cleaned up? Do we have some deleted messages in here or something like that, that now you're showing it off? But still, you can't show the one person that it actually matters to? That doesn't make any sense.
They know who I am, and I know that they don't think I was doing anything malicious, yet they were jumping on this bandwagon for Dorit to send me funny memes, and I won't forget the laughing emojis.
But what does that mean?
You said more than that, though.
What? When they don't even like Dorit, and they're always coming for Dorit, so what are you doing? Who is my friend in this group right now?
Why was Kyle so upset about the contents of the text if they were innocent and innocuous? It doesn't really take, like, CSI to understand this crime scene that we got going on here.
I want to be real clear, because I can kind of foreshadow where this is going. There's nothing inappropriate going on between PK and Kyle. I have to say that. But I have to. I have to get that off my chest because I feel like people are going to try and squish this in a
Well,
box.
that's what I was also thinking, which is why I was getting more offended. I'm like, are they trying to say that this is I mean, that is so ridiculous.
The thing is, PK and Dorit are going through a separation. Mauricio and Kyle are going through a separation. It can't be as it was. It can't be like, oh, PK sends the funny memes and, you know, we have that jolly relationship. Because obviously it's disintegrating. The foursome as a friend group is disintegrating, so things are different. So you need to rethink what's appropriate.
I have no problem, not, sending any memes to PK. I'd already said that to Garcelle and Sutton. I just thought, wow, they're just not gonna let this go.
Well, I've been texting Mauricio for years, so I'm just kidding.
I don't know how production got into it. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me.
If you need me, I've never repeated anything you shared with me. And wouldn't, meaning I don't mean about regarding you. I think that's what you're taking it as. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about this. Okay, which I can't say because we were filming in production.
I think it was an excuse. I believe that it was about Dorit. Because if the test was about production, she should have rolled her eyes and been like, y'all are making a mountain out of molehill, relax. Can I have another snack, please? That's what she should have said. But instead, folks are getting really upset.
Now I'm done. I'm not gonna be made to feel I've done something wrong. I've loved you and your family, everybody. I'm done with this.
I just think it pointed to something much, much, much more.
When you do what we do in this world, you get scared sometimes to say something because you're like, what if it comes up on camera? So that was part of it. But also, that wasn't the only part of it though. The other part of it is that when I'm telling someone, if you're going through a hard time, you can share things with me, I would never repeat anything. I want someone to know that you're safe to share with me no matter what.
What
If
you
you're
were
having a hard
saying
time-
was, even if we never speak again, you can understand I am your friend. Everything that you said to me is confidential, whether it was good, bad, or indifferent, or nothing. And that is just being, in my opinion, a friend. At the very most, and I said this to Dorit, whether she remembers it or not, I said, at the very most, Dorit, at the very most, maybe they bitched about you and they were like, ugh.
If Kyle was talking to PK and sending jokes and memes and also once in a while a little dig at you, like, I'm like, okay, you're not getting along, I can get that.
Had Kyle said, you know what, we weren't in a good place, I was talking about you with your ex, everybody would have understood that. We've all done it.
But then admit it. Like, all I'm saying is just be honest about that. Be like, yeah, yes, I was talking about you to your ex.
Yes.
Like, okay.
He's not going to bitch to me about his wife.
Exactly my point.
And I'm not going to complain about Dorit to PK when I have a million people I can complain to.
When we were together, I know that when she was mad at me, she spoke to PK about being mad at me before she spoke to me. But by the way, that wasn't on text or on phone. That was PK and Mo having dinner. This is when Mo and Kyle lived together. PK going back to Mo's house and bumping into Kyle. So it wasn't something sinister, and we weren't separated. It would be harder to swallow given that we're separated.
At one point, Dorit questions if your concern about her situation is genuine.
I thought she was being a complete bitch because I was being genuine. Like, how are you doing?
Do you mean that, like, genuinely?
How else would I ask you? I don't think she had heard me when she initially said, PK is making my life hell.
PK and I are not good when he's making my life difficult.
I really thought, oh, we're finally gonna get something out of her. So I was like, how? But then she never heard that, and then her and Kyle started going at blows. Whoa! So then when it came back and I was like, tell us, she then took it the wrong way.
Back to how?
Let
me go back at it.
Yeah, I was just like, well, how is he making your life hell?
When I really thought about it, I thought I'd actually like to believe that it was genuine, and if she's telling me it was, then why wouldn't I believe her? In fact, I apologized to her for that reaction. My reaction to you was far less about you and more about me. I know I've done things that have hurt you, and you felt like I've not been receptive to hearing you and your soul.
Yeah.
And for that, I apologize. I want to change that.
I mean, I do think that Garcelle was sincere. It was just the really, really bad timing.
Had there been a breath, had there been like...
I don't think it was, she wasn't doing a Sutton.
When I looked at it after the fact, I thought maybe my timing was wrong. You know, it was so heated that she couldn't see that. But Dorit almost went down the line. She went from Kyle to Sutton to me that night. I mean, she sort of had a problem with everybody in that booth. But in the moment, I thought, oh, I'm next? Okay, come on, bring it.